So
Yeah,
I'd just
thanks for
like to
inviting.
I'd just like to introduce Kavita to everyone. So Kavita is a product manager at Powerviz, and she has been instrumental in developing a lot of actionable Power BI visuals in the marketplace that we see today. I saw a post from Funnel Charts that was awesome, Kavita, and we're looking forward to this amazing session. Where you are teaching us more about advanced visualizations in Power BI. We're all ears and happy to learn. Thank you so much for joining, and the stage is yours.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for inviting. And I think Deepak has done a great job. So yeah, I'll carry that presentation. A bit introduction about myself. I'm Kavita Bohra. I'm a product manager at Powerviz. At Powerviz is a platform which offers visual solution in Power BI. We are available on app stores and websites. So far, I have launched like 8 products, and uh, all of them are Power BI certified. So one of the motto when we create any product is improving the user experience and visualization and creating more better results. So we are very heavy on that customization part. And yeah, today I'll be showing you some of those visuals, techniques, and how you can actually use them. So let me screen share and then we can start.
Awesome.
This is also a quick bio about me that I didn't share when I was talking. So I'm a product manager. I have created a series called hashtag weekly chart where I used to talk about a lot of like different charts where we should use it, how to use it. So that series got a like really good engagement. And then actually by profession, I'm a accountant and researcher. And now I'm a Power BI developer. And I always like to mention I have 2 dogs and I'm proud paw parent. So yeah, that's a quick bio. Now, switching back to that presentation for today. So today we are going to talk about different visuals and how we can leverage visualization to build or improve our communication. So let's go to the next page. So first thing I want to address is why data visualization is important. So first, it's very important for you to communicate your message. So for your user, stakeholder, to anyone you are trying to communicate something from data to visualization, like visuals help you do that. Second, it helps you allow or think critically or solve a problem. Let's say you have received the data. Now from that data, how to first detect outliers for yourself, and once you have detected some outlier, how to communicate to your end user. That entire process need visualization, and you need to critically think always that okay, this is something I have, and now what should be my end result. And third, it using different visual techniques can help you spot outliers that otherwise you would have missed. You cannot read or consume a lot of tabular data. So I'll show you some examples throughout this presentation as well. Okay, so let's go to the text. The first visual that I want to talk about is Date Picker. So this is in-house visual that we have launched, and it's getting a lot of appraisal and encouragement. Like this is a great visual. So this is ultimately it's a date slicer. So right now, how today in Power BI we use date slicer. Let me select a date field like this. Let me convert this into date and switch this to a slicer. So this is the slicer we have today in Power BI. It's pretty basic, right? You can either select a date or a specific range, or you can go in this picker and pick a date. But what if now I want to do single selection, or what if I want to do multiple uh, date selection? I have to go in slicer mode, and I have to switch the mode and do other things as well. And then there's some limitation. If I want to keep presets, default selection, it's very limited with this date picker. Now let me show you how Power with date picker looks like. Let me select this one. So this is our date picker. This is the landing page. On landing page, you can see some of the key features that we have, like display mode, default selection, presets. And to start this visual, you need to input the field data in these fields. In this case, because it's a date picker, you only need a date type column. So I have this date. I'll drag it into this field. And the moment you do this, you will get a setup page like this where you can fix or pick what kind of view you want. So let's say you want to pick start date, end date, or range. Let me go to previous. I want to pick range in this case, double or single month. Let's keep double in this case. Canvas or pop-up mode. or themes. You can pick dark, monet, other themes as well. Let's keep the default view and click apply. So now by default, I've created and now you have a date picker ready. Now in this itself, you can do a lot of things. Let's say now I want to select a range. I can do that. I have to hit apply. What if I want to select multiple dates? I have to disable this. And now I can select multiple different dates. What if I want to select a preset? So I have to just click, let's say I want to select this week, last week. So without even selecting, I can quickly select those period from the side area. I want to go jump into a specific period. I can either go to like July 2019 uh, and pick the dates, or I can even type it here as well. We also have these days up to and today option. Let's say I want to go in 180 days from today to past. I can do this. Or what if I want to go in future? I can type 180 days in future as well. So anything you see on the screen, you can do that and hit apply and it will work. So this is on high level, and why a view like this is important. So this visual is not for the Power BI developer, but it's for your end user. Right now, date picker is something really becomes very difficult for your end user if they are trying to switch periods, trying to get a data. This solves a lot of those problems, especially the preset area. You can quickly select different periods without using any DAX as of now. And everything on the screen you see is customizable. So let me give you show you some settings and how we can customize it more. So this is the setting icons we have to go to advanced settings, and these are the options. The first option we have is canvas and pop-up mode. Let's switch back to pop-up mode. So in pop-up mode, you don't have to use any canvas area. You can squeeze the like button to this much area, and if I click on it, it will open a full size preview. And again, I can go and select the same dates. So this is our pop-up mode. Let me switch back to canvas again. Another feature we have in date picker is we have this auto fit option where if you I want a date picker of this size, I can keep it, or this size. Like it's very easy to even control the size of the area. Let me go back to settings, show you another option. We have date picker range and starting. So date range is the option like this where you have all the control, like date range enable, presets, days up to go to today, everything. The other option is for more standard if you just want to do quick selection. So it's a standard picker where you can select start and end date quickly with having some of the key features of date picker. Let me switch back to range. You can control the month as well, like first day of your week. Let's say I want always to start from Monday or Sunday or Saturday. I can control that. Um, Auto scale is there because it's enabled it to do the auto scale, otherwise it won't. The another feature we have is multiple date range, which is a really cool feature to create this right now in Power BI using bookmarks or default selection or DAGs. It can be very complicated, but with this option it's so easy. Like and this is one of my favorite features as well. Let's say I want to select two different dates, like from 1 to 10th. Let's say I want to select, and then I also want to select, let's say, from 24th to 31st. How to do that as of now? So I can click on this add button, and then I can select the second range. If I want, I can select even a third range, and yeah, it's that easy. And then I have to hit apply and it will work. So this is how the multiple date range option work. Let me clear this and disable the option. Apply. Okay. The second thing, option tab we have is formatting. So everything you see on this screen can be customizable. So for everything, either we have a color size, font family, or font size setting. So user have full control over the entire area that they see. The next option we have date picker button. It controls everything about this button, which is pretty standard. But in this also we have given one really cool option. So let's say we have this date format option. You can switch custom. You can pick one of the version or want if you want your own. So this is a shortcut you can use. Triple 4 Ps apply. And now you have a very well formatted date. So you can use these as well in which really help your end user to read your dates better. So this is some option that you can use. Let me again go to this reset, apply. So reset, bring it back to the original state. The next feature we have is default selection. So what default selection does is it controls the date you want to show whenever you reload a page or come back to that page. So you can have that control. Let's say by default, I always want to be selected yesterday whenever a user come to this page. So I have selected yesterday. Let's go back to page and select something else. Let's say now I have selected from 6 to 16, hit apply. Okay, it's applied. And let's switch the pages. So I went to P1 and I come to P2. Now it will enforce the default selection, and now again by default 23 is selected. So this is what default selection option does. You can enforce a specific selection, and you are not just restricted to these dates that we have this week, this quarter, max week. You can even add your own date fields in these buckets and control that. Next, we have default selection. Yeah, the other option I want to show you is presets. So presets is the side area that you see where you can pick or show quick selections. So let's say I want to select QTD or last day. So you can just enable, disable by clicking on these buttons and show them on your screen. So let's say I don't want to show last week or Monday. Hit apply. And now you'll see it's updated. And if I select QTD, it's going to select QTD or last month. This. You can even add your own custom measures. So to do that, you have to create a DAX like this. So in this case, what I have created is this is a switch condition where if my date is today minus 10, give me one result. If it is today, give me one, otherwise zero. So this is a true and false condition that I have created where one means true and zero means false. So you have to create that for your dates, and I'm using min aggregation because this is a DAX, so I have to aggregate my date into some wrapper. Uh, Let me drag this in presets bucket. Now go back to settings. Let's call it 10, last 10 days. Preset, save, apply. So now this option will also reflect in the side panel. And if I select, there you go. Now you can select last 24 days. So it gives you full control over the dates that you want to select, display for based on your company or industry. So you can use this feature. And you can do the same thing for default selection on holidays. So the same logic, 0, 1 logic, you can create, drag it, and it will work. We have selection controls again, the formatting. Another option I want to show you is holidays. So how to use holidays? Let's say I have a column for holiday using the same logic where one means true and zero means false. Let me drag this in holidays field. You can come to the setting, enable. You can even show markers. Let's keep 8 size. This Right. So now markers are enabled, and you can see all those dates, which is a holiday as per my data, will get this umbrella. You can even select the color or intensity of it as well. Let's say I want to keep them in red, maybe text in red as well. Apply. And yeah, so it can help you. You can use this column in multiple ways. Let's say you want to show certain days which where is some milestones or there is some high alert thing going on. So you can create either a DAX or some logic and use that column to just quickly show, so your end user can understand, okay, these dates play some importance, maybe we should select them or don't select them. So yeah, that's the next option. And the last thing we have in this visual, let me reset this first. And the last option we have is themes. So themes makes it very easy for anyone to customize these date picker. Let's say I want a purple color date picker. So I have to just go to purple and select, and now it has updated. Let's say I want a dark theme, so I can go dark, let's say green, apply, and now you have a dark theme. So without doing a lot of formatting, you can easily control or uh, have a really good formatting of this date picker. And even if you want to edit, either you can go through the settings and control it, or we also have a global styling where, let's say I don't want Segway, I want Calibri as my font family. So I have to just go at this place, apply, and everything is updated. So this is a very quick way. So this visual is something that you can use if you want to speed up your analysis, you want to select multiple dates, you want to have the control and give your user a better way to, yeah, just select filters. Yeah, this is the first visual. Let's jump to the second visual that we have, which is word cloud. So word cloud is a visual that we use to do text analysis and show uh, use text representation using the frequency. So the bigger the word means it has the most more frequency, and the smaller word means less frequency. So you can use this for content analysis, keywords research, and just showcasing the important word in your data. So let's create a word cloud in this case. Um, which data? Okay, I'm using this one. Drag, create a word cloud. So this is the default word cloud we have, which is of course pretty cluttered. And I'll show you how using this visual you can clean it up and actually create a really great visual out of it. So first go to settings. In settings, you have multiple options. So first we have basic styling. Again, let's say I want to switch this to Arial. I can control its font family. Uh, I want upper caps. I can do that. And all of these changes that I'm doing, it's not in your source data. So your original data or data set is intact. You are just making changes in this visual. Um, let's say we have auto text size. If you disable, you can have the your own size for the visual. Like, let's say when I disable, everything is of same value, and you can enable it to keep same. We have auto. Let me hit apply again. We have auto character count where you can control the character. Let's say I only want to see 10 letter words. So now you will see, and anything more than 10, like expressive, you will see three dotted. That means it's greater than 10 letters. Let's keep it auto. The next option we have split words by. Let me set it none. Right now it's set as comma and spaces. So this was my actually original data, but using word cloud, it has already improved it. When I select comma and spaces, it's split it by this. Let's say now I want to also split boundary and breaking and use this hyphen between them to split. So you can use special character, and let's type all the three things again. So comma, space, and hyphen. Apply. And those words are also now split through. So yeah, I think breaking is different, and yeah. So you can even split your word by any other custom options that you have. We also have fully span and canvas mode. So if I disable this, you'll get a smaller screen, but I prefer keeping this enabled so you can control the size using the outer canvas. Like you can control the size and play around with this visual using the space you have. Let's keep this much. Go back to the settings. We have direction controls. You can select different directions. Let's keep this diagonal vertical. The next feature we have is shape. So shape is something we introduce in this visual, and there's very rare visuals in Tableau or Power BI that offers shapes option. So this option this makes it very interesting to display something in a creative and better manner. Let's select. You can either pick from icon, upload an image, or from this preset image gallery. Let's say I want to select this head icon. Selected, hit apply, and now it's pretty like good way coming in this shape. So and let's say now I want to change the color, so I can go. Let's take light blue color. Apply. There you go. So you can really control and play around with this visual to create something good. Let me reset this option. We'll come back to this later. The next option we have is color. So in color, we have a lot of different variations that we offer. So we have gradient. If you want to create a gradient palette of your own, you can pick colors and apply. Uh, so if you, now I want to maybe change this blue to something else, let's say a lighter blue, I can do that and hit apply. And if you're not really good with colors and you don't know what to pick, then we have also kept you covered. So you have different schemes like sequential, diverging, qualitative, where you can go and pick a color scheme. You also have this colorblind safety thing, enable and disable. So if you enable, you only see palettes which are colorblind safe, and disable, you can see all the color palettes which are good. Um, let's say I want to pick this Hiroshi Gray palette, apply, and it is applied now. So you can see the variations, and this means there are only two words with a higher frequency, and most words are in the lower range. So it really helps you read your data. We also have ranking option. By default, we are just showing top 500 words. You can select top, bottom 40 words, let's say, apply. You can see that and go back to ranking. And you can even enable this to show word with the same value. Let's reset this option, apply. Yeah, this is the most powerful for option we have in word cloud. You can really transform your text data using this option. So we have multiple things that you can easily exclude. Let's say I want to exclude all the numbers you see on the screen. You just have to enable this checkbox, hit apply, and all your numbers are gone. Now you only see this full stop on your screen that you can also remove. We also have option to remove emojis. In case you have any emojis, you can remove this. If you have any punctuation, punctuations are these dot, comma, any symbols that you have, you can enable. This dot will go away. And we also have conjunction list. If a and as you have those sort of filler words, you can enable this option to remove it. Hit apply. And now all those clutter and bad words are gone. Let's say you still want to improve it and reduce some word. Let's say I don't want process in my visual or in my data set. So I can enable word and I can type my custom word. So I can just go type process. Apply. It will remove that word. Another thing we can do is in this, let's say I want to remove all the word that start with P. So I have to type something like this. And now you see there's no word in the screen that contains P or starts from P. Uh, let's try with creative. Anything that ends with E. So for that we can type star E. Apply. And creative is now not anymore there. So you can control which word or special character to show. You can type it and remove them from the area. So yeah, this is exclude. You can use this option to clean your data. Right now, I don't see apart from this anything to remove from my data set, but anything you want to, you can use this, or you can use star, let's say anything that contain this, sorry, this, or anything that starts with, let's say anything that starts with T star. You can write multiple variation or actual word to remove it. If I do that, all those words will go away. The next option we have is conditional formatting. So let me first go to colors and make it a same color, apply. Now with the single scheme, you can apply really good color conditional formatting. So to create a conditional formatting, you don't have to write any DAGs or any measure in this case. It's very intuitive and easy for anyone to apply or create a DAX. So let's say now I want to change color of all the word that contains A, maybe. Creativity. We can pick red color. It automatically highlights all the word. So this way you can use your word cloud to actually highlight the word or the context that you want to show and build value out of it. So yeah, this is the second visual that you can use. And there are still a lot of features to uncover in this visual. Like we have lasso and reverse lasso. So you can quick select an area and that's going to get filtered or unfiltered. So if I select reverse lasso, uh, so it's only going to select this area, and in this option, when I select something, it will deselect that area. So this is one variation. Another thing you can have is, let's say I select this word. So anything that contain exploration will appear on your table. So it's a very quick way to filter and see how many words, how many data points contain that word. So if you have product data, brand data, something like that, you can of course use this column. And even it's reverse as well. If I select any word like out of the box, it will show me all the things that contains out of the box word. Uh, so yeah, this is the second visual we have. Before jumping to visual, I have a problem statement. So how would you visualize a data set like this? So you have a date, average mean temperature. So if anyone has any suggestions, please drop in the comments. I'll show you one version that I would prefer creating, and yeah, you can use that way as well. Okay, this is the Delhi climate data. So the first thing I spot in this data set itself is it has average mean temperature in years. Now let's try to dissect this table and see how more things we can get out of this visual. So first thing that caught my attention is the month name. So we have different month in this data set. So I've already created a measure. Where is my measure? Month name short, format, Delhi climate and triple M. So this is the first thing I've spotted. So I have month in this data set. The second thing I noticed is the year. Let's see how many years of data we have. So in dates, we should have years. The second piece of information we have about this table is the year. So we have 2 years of data. Now let's see anything we can do with this average temperature thing. Um, okay. So one thing you can sometimes use with Power BI or with a column like this is grouping them. So to group something, you have to click on the three dots, go to new group option, and from here you can group and create bins of your field. So either you can group them by size or number. So let's say I only want 6 bins. So you can type 6 and it will create the groups by default. And the other version is size. You can say that, I only want 10 sizes of bin. So you can do this version. And the other version that I have done is creating a mean temperature range like this. So you can use a DAX column or a calculated column where I have said that if my temperature is below 5, show me this range, otherwise this range. So you can hard code it in this way as well. The third thing we have in from this data is I've split my temperature into ranges. My temperature go from 0 to 6, 10, 11 to 15, this. So these are the three data points that I've found about this data table. And let's see how we can visualize these three pieces together. Let me remove this. Okay. So one visual you can use is ridgeline. So ridgeline is a visual that is used to show outliers using mountain range design. So it use the overlapping areas to read the visual. So these peak points help you read the information. It's also known as density plot, and you can use this to show a large amount of data set in a very small space, but to read it effectively. Some of the key features we have is display types, data color conditions, reference lines, mode line, and scales. So let's create the same, all the three data pieces that we have found and plot it in this. So first thing I'll take is my mean temperature range. Then I'll take my month as my y-axis. For my measure, I have created a column as calculate the count of dates where when year is 2013. So that's my condition. Let me drag this in 2013 and yeah, and there you have the basic ridgeline. So in this ridgeline, one pattern you can quickly read is in January and in December, the temperature is generally colder from 0 to 16 to 20 degrees Celsius, whereas in April, May, June, it's always on a high end, which is 31 to 35. So this is the one insight you can get out of this visual. Another thing you can do is what if I plot the second value, same for 2014. So now you can even do comparison between two periods that, okay, this 2014 has a higher peak, or in case of August 2014 and 2013 range was very different. So it was slightly colder in 2013. So you can quickly do that analysis. Let me remove 2014 to show you the other features. You can again go in advanced settings to read this visual. Let me open the settings. You can choose different display styles like this one or something. You can control the opacity, color, and other options. In colors, we have multiple options. One of which, if I want to show you, is gradient. So you can apply gradient either on x-axis or y-axis. The x-axis gradient will look something like this from left to right, and the y-axis gradient will look like the category version will go from top to bottom. So depend on your data, the message you are conveying, you can use any one of these two color schemes. And again, we have a very rich color. We have all the options like the same sequential diverging palettes. Yeah, and we also have a conditional formatting. So yeah, it's there's a lot of things that you can try. The next option we have is stroke and marker. You can control the stroke color, marker color. We have all the formatting. This option is something I want to show you. So to create the mountain range effect, you can use the overlap option. If I select it higher, you'll see now you can clearly see the mountain range and the peak point of all the months. And to control the height, you can use the scale option. So if I make it 20, now there's no scroll bar, everything fits in the same view. So it gives you a full picture of this data, that from Jan to December, how your temperature is varying over the time. So this is the scale option. Going to the next option, we have ranking. So you can even filter the top and bottom end without, like, very easily. Let's say I want to just see top 10 and we have consider peak also. You can enable and you can see all the months where your peak was high, and the peak value is also high. So this is Feb, March, July, these months. Okay, let me reset ranking, apply. So sorting is basically to sort x-axis or y-axis. You control both sorting. Then we have grid line control as well, which is a basic option. The next feature which is new is mode line. Mode line helps you detect the peak point. Like in histogram, you always have the mode where is the highest frequency using this option. So if you enable, it will create the dotted line on the highest frequency for every category. So you can easily spot them. Then next option we have is reference line. Let me disable this, set apply, and reference line. So you can plot the line on any specific point. You can write your own message. If I add this the way it is, apply, it's going to come at the starting, and you can control the position as well. So if you have any certain message, any context, you can add it there. Like, let me go to 25. We also have fill pattern, I tooltip control, theme control, all these options as well. So if you done this properly, your end result will, using the same data, will look something like this. I've already created two examples. So this is when I'm just doing comparison for one period, which is 2013. So you can see the color, that these are the colder regions and these are the warm region. Using the color, you can see the temperature shift over the month. And second is where I'm comparing my 2013 and 14. So here I have used fill pattern, a solid color, and my months, where you can, and if you see in this case, my scaling is high, so I have a scroll bar, whereas in this case, I want everything in one view. So you can easily now compare and see, okay, how the temperature is changing over the month, period, or year. And yeah, this is a better way to show a visual like this. It will help you spot new kind of outliers, and you can actually get more better insights about a visual. Uh, so yeah, these are the three key visuals I wanted to show you in this session. Other than that, also we have some of the like really cool visualization. Like this is a horizon visual. A horizon visual is similar to ridgeline, but the way you read this visual is very different. So in this visual, you read them by the shade of their bands. So everything is of same scale, but because the in this case, if you see the peak is high, that doesn't mean the value is higher. The value is higher where the color is the darkest. So if in this dark blue means low negative value and red color means positive value. So the darkest area is supposed to be this area, like all the white area, it should be 1.12. And if I drag to something like this area, it will be negative 1.04, the lowest point. So this is how you read this visual. It is very time saving way. If I create the same visual in an area chart, let's see if I can do that. Copy, paste. It's going to be very like big visual or hard to read or hard to consume that visual. Okay, this is not good. Uh, this is the second, and let me be drag months into small multiples. So this is how you will create something in a area chart, but it's not giving me same insight. It's hard to read or correlate. Whereas if let me remove this again. In this, it's very easy for you to pinpoint to see the temperature shift over the years. And I think in this we are doing it's also a temperature average change over the years, and you can see over the month how it's doing. And again 1816s, the temperature change used to be very less in negative, and over the time it's very like the heat is increasing, and global warming. And you can even place the pointers like this annotations on different location to build the context out of it. So on any point you want to have a message, you have to go to annotation and create one. You also have cross filtering and stuff like that is also there. So this is one visual. The next visual we have is funnel chart. Funnel chart, although I'm not giving a full presentation, but it's a really interesting visual. In this visual, you can do almost everything you see. We have so many visual style, conversion rate, like options, data labels. So it's fully customizable, and you can create absolutely amazing versions. And then you'll start actually loving funnel chart. Right now, funnel chart is is one of the misused visual. It's being used as a replacement of bar chart, but it itself has a lot of potential and things and conversion rate you can create and see how your actually churn rate is going. So yeah, it has all the features as well. And the last thing I want to show you is Sunburst. So this is how the default view looks with the same data, and just by improving making styling, doing those tweaks, how you can improve the communication style. So both are the same data, but and both are a Powerviz Sunburst chart. But I wanted to show you some features or tweaks I have made. Like if you see, I have clubbed my sum of the value as other section. So it reduced the clutter, and I can focus only on top 5 products or top 5 companies. From my data set, I've used this pattern to quickly see, okay, this is an other section, this is an other section, and this is an other area. Another thing I've done is I have added images in this case. To add images, you have to drag a image URL field here. And I've also added this annotation. So this Louis Vuitton has a different color, and that's because like it's a luxury brand, it's the only luxury brand, so you can put an annotation. We also have drill through option in this. So if I just want to drill into United States and see what are the top 3 or 5 companies who are billionaires or trillionaires, I can do that as well. We also have this pivot mode as well, where you can read your data and see it in more details. It's like similar to table, so it's 2 in 1 in same visual. And yeah, that's most about this visual. So by just tweaking and making these small changes, you can do a lot of enhancement when an end user consumes this report versus you consume it. uh, and yeah, that's the last example that I have.
That is amazing, super amazing, to see a lots of beautiful visualizations, Kavita. Uh, just wanted to ask, is there any licensing mechanism that a user needs to follow to avail those visuals?
Yes, actually there is 2 licensing version. So we also have a 30-day free trial plan that someone can enroll, and after that there is a per user plan and unlimited plan. So if you want more details, you can always reach out to me. But it follows the same model as Microsoft.
Okay. Okay, so any questions, more questions from the users you want to ask Kavita from the beautiful and great visualizations that she presented? And I can see there is a YouTube channel as well of yours who
Yes.
kind of suggest how to configure those visualizations. Is that
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. The visuals, we are actually bringing some more really cool visual. And the in all these things, if you see everything that I'm showing, it's like you can customize in according to you. So that's one thing. Second, it's the key focus is not the developers, like because I'm also Power BI developer. I somewhere feel like, okay, we have to do this effort, but always make it easier for your end user, because that person, our stakeholders, they are very new to these visuals. So the more easier you make, it's that how they can they are the people who want to make a decision. That's why they want to consume a report. So like we have introduced grid view, because generally people are comfortable reading a table sometimes. So we have that grid view option. There's annotation. Let's say you said, okay, this is a key point, but why this is a key point? So then user have to see, navigate that. Did they put some message?
Mhm.
What is that message? So the annotation makes it very easier. So these
Yeah.
small visual cues, right now it's missing in Power BI, or to achieve that, you have to create a lot of things. Like you have to write a DAX, create a logic, then put things with bookmarks, and like it's too much effort that all reduced down to just enabling one option. So that's
Yep.
something we focus throughout the
Yeah.
products.
Yep. Yep. Amazing. And we have a couple of questions. One is from Sachin. He says, "What technology is used behind these visuals?"
So they are the coded language written by a developer. So I think they use R. I'm not sure exactly, but we have developers who create these visuals.
Okay. And Amol has a question. He says, "Did these visuals are made with the help of DAX or any other language?" I hope you answered this question. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have to use very minimal DAX in all of this case. The motto is to improve the productivity of a developer, because sometimes I have a vision that I want to show, but when I start creating it, the amount of DAX I have to just
Yes.
written, even to club two values to separate it. It's just too many things. Then sorting and maintaining it, that's a different hassle. So we always try to reduce that amount, like especially in that word cloud. If we have to split that much thing, Power Query Editor can do that, but it
Mhm.
will increase the size of your file so much. Now you have 10 columns, then you remove something, and that
Yep.
I've done that because in past, so it's very hectic. So you can
Absolutely.
reduce down all of that using just some clicks and control.
Yep. Yep. Neera has a question. He says, "What is your suggestion for handling large data set? That means huge size of tables. Example, millions of row data there in real time."
So for this, it again depends what kind of value you have and how you want to leverage it. Let's say that same, if I bring back to that month data, month and temperature one. So when I saw that data, it was just two column thing. But then I decided, okay, these are the five things I want to create out of it. And
Mhm.
then I picked based on the site. Let me, if I quickly screen share this thing again.
Yep. Sure.
Uh, it's on Richland. So in this, I've made some decision considering how it will impact my value. Like this column, which is my mean temp range, this is an calculated column. So a calculated column will become a part of your actual file size, and it will make your file heavy. So when I done this, I have consciously decided. But if you see, other than this, all the things that I'm using in this is a DAX measure. So that DAX measure size is comparatively less, and it's only when on load or when you use it in a certain visual. So if you have a lot of data set, first decide what you want to show, and if any column which is not required, remove it. So in this original data, like let's say wind speed is not important, humidity I'm not using. So once I've created my analysis and I found that okay, now humidity and wind speed is not important, remove those things so it will clean your data. And second, start when you create the visual, you know, okay, these are the 10 column important. And now even if I hide date or hide some of these fields, it won't impact my visual because I have just extracted those three columns, which is important. So these are the mechanism you can use while creating a visual. So for this, the most important thing is first pre-planning this thing. So you always need to do a layouting and designing those things. That's a part of different presentation, but like you always like do road mapping, or decide okay which thing you want to place it where, and yeah, you can have the same view.
Yeah. Super. It's it's amazing to see these things that you are doing. Any questions? Any more questions, guys, that we want to ask from Kavita? I guess that's it. So, yep, we are on time, Kavita, and thank
Yeah.
you so much for your time. And if you have any other questions regarding the visuals, you can go to the YouTube channel of Kavita or Powerviz, and you can see how the things are configured. or else we will be having this video that Kavita presented onto YouTube after some time.
Uh,
Thank you. Any closing note, Kavita, that you want to say before?
yeah, just one thing, I really believe that every visual has a use case. So like if one thing I say, like pie charts has a very like big stigma around it. People don't prefer using it. But I generally feel every visual has a use case, and you just should always explore them. And if you use them with right data set, it you can create amazing result and products like examples out of it. And I'll also drop my LinkedIn link in the comment section. So if anyone want to reach out, have any comments, I am always free to mentor. I share free resources, so you can do all that as well. So I just drop my LinkedIn.